Hello and welcome to First20 here on Steven Plays. My name is Steven George. I play video games, and every Friday it's the first 20 minutes or so of a game. Today, I'm pretty excited to bring this to the channel because this is a game that I found out about myself, and I had no idea it existed, had no idea about the history of this entire thing. And when I saw the game in motion, very few times do I see a game in motion and say, oh my god, that is cool. Very few times do you find a game that does something very unique and interesting, something you haven't seen before that really makes you want to play it, and that is the case of this game. So this is The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which was originally an adventure game book from 1982 developed by Steve Jackson. And you might be saying, oh yeah, Steve Jackson, he made Munchkin, right? Okay, well, no. There is a Steve Jackson who made Munchkin and also GURPS, but that is the American Steve Jackson. This Steve Jackson is the British game designer Steve Jackson, who is the co-creator of the fighting fantasy game books and the co-founder of Games Workshop and Lionhead Studios. That's Steve Jackson. Anyway, so he and Ian Livingstone made this adventure game book in 1982. Since then, it's been turned into a few video games, and most recently, this has come out on the computer for Windows, Mac, and Linux as of not too long ago. I think maybe last year. Anyway, once again, I saw this recently, gameplay running of it, and I was like, that is so cool. I got this as part of a Humble Bundle, and I was like, I have got to bring this to the channel and try it out. So I've never played this, but I did see it, and I was super, super excited. So the Warlock of Firetop Mountain features a dyslexic-friendly font, which some players may find assists with reading. Use the dyslexic-friendly font or the Warlock-themed. I'll do Warlock-themed because I'll probably be reading stuff as well, so everyone should be good. Goblin Scourge. Alright, so we got some options. Screen shake, gamepad type. I'm using a keyboard and mouse. If it truly wants me to use a controller, I'll switch over to a controller, but I'll probably be okay. Got some audio, text. You can actually change the font size and the line spacing, which is pretty neat. And new game. Story. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this, but I saw it running, and once we get into the game and you guys see what I saw, I think you guys will be impressed and interested in it as well. Greetings, player. Welcome to the world of Titan, in particular the most notorious of all lands, Alancia. I am Oriana, the Keeper of Souls, your guide and your game master of sorts. Many adventurers have entered Firetop Mountain over the last 30 or so years. Voracious readers have wandered the many passages, battling the monsters within and negotiating the many traps, only then to take on the might of Zagor, the Warlock. With skill, stamina, and luck, they have chosen their many paths and rolled their fate. Many of these brave young adventurers have perished in the darkness, and their souls even now lie unclaimed. You appear to be the next brave soul to take on the mountain and all it contains. To do this, you will need to choose an Alancian hero to take into the mountain. Don't get too comfortable with your choice, however, as the ways are treacherous, and it is doubtful that you will survive. Only by bringing me the souls of the fallen may you be blessed with new heroes over time, each with their own quests within Zagor's domain. So now we select a hero. So we've got a few options here, and by a few I mean 4. We have 4, and it looks like there's other ones. Next group? Oh my god, there's actually a lot. I don't know if we can... Can we choose these guys? Ah, okay, so we have to have souls in order to purchase these. Okay, so as we play the game, we can unlock more of these. And you guys can already see why I would be interested in this. It's set up like a miniatures game. Isn't that so freaking cool? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think that that's really freaking cool. Also, keep in mind that Steve Jackson is the co-founder of Games Workshop, which is miniature wargaming. So it kind of makes sense. So we got Lunica, Decion, Alexandra of Blacksand, and Aaron Godspeed. I like the way you look. You kind of remind me of a Monty Python character. I'm kind of feeling that. Stamina 19, Skill 8, Luck 9. A soldier for hire, Decion Strom earns his living escorting merchant wagons to and from Sardath, the city of birth. An arrogant but skilled warrior, Decion always looks out for himself first. When bandits ambushed his convoy on the road to Zengus, Decion was forced to fight his way to safety in the nearby village. Near penniless and far from home, the mercenary is looking for his next big payday. So attributes. Dexterous, has great speed, agility, and precision. Keen eye, notice things that would normally be unseen or ignored. Alright, and for attacks, Front attack, single strike directly in front. Right attack, right slash. Dodge bolt. Let's go with this guy. I don't really know exactly how this game is going to go because I've never played it. I've only seen gameplay of it running and thought it looked cool, so that's how I'm going. You've chosen Decky and Strom, a wise choice for your first game, player. Before entering the mountain, I want you to visit the one-armed swordsmaster of Anvil, Lin Wen Sai. He will teach you the basics of combat, which you need to know if your hero is to survive Zagor's domain. During your adventures, you will encounter many different foes, magical and monstrous, brigand and beast. There will be an assortment of creatures lurking within Firetop Mountain, eager to bring your adventure to a premature end. But let us learn to walk before we start running, shall we? Lin Wen Sai wants you to fight some Quintons, which will allow you to experience how combat functions. Okay, so we have to do a little combat scenario here, and again, this is set up like a miniatures thing. You're starting to see why I enjoyed, the look of this game. During combat, you can choose to move or attack by selecting a space. Select move to advance towards the Quinton. Okay. Move. After you select your action, both you and your opponent will play out their moves simultaneously. Move to the side to avoid Quinton's attack. Move. Sometimes it is better to attack where the enemy is likely to move to instead of where they currently are. Attack the space in front of the Quinton. Attack. If both you and a foe try to attack each other at the same time, you will clash. It is then a test of who has the greatest skill, with the loser taking damage. Attack the Quinton and clash. Okay, so the Quinton has a skill of 2. I have a skill of 8, so he's screwed. Your enemies will move and attack in somewhat predictable patterns. Pay attention to when they shake to indicate that they'll be attacking next round. Use your movement and attacks to defeat the Quinton. And it looks like the skill was not the number. It was actually the number of dice rolled, because I had like an 18 or something. So let's see here. I could just probably kill you if I just attacked, honestly. But you moved. I'm going to attack again. I'm going to attack again. Idiot! What are you doing? Clashing. So... Oh no, that's... there's something else going on, because it was just 2 dice, but I'm not exactly sure what it meant. Victory, you are triumphant. There's some element that doesn't mean it's just 8 versus 2, at least from what I could tell. Fight! In addition to the basic attacks, your hero has special attacks they can unleash. These powerful attacks can take several turns to recharge, so use them sparingly. Defeat this pair of Quintons. Okay, I'm gonna attack here. Didn't work. I'm going to attack again. I feel like you're going to move. And if you don't move, you're stupid. Clash, but again... See, this went up to 13 and that went to 10. I still beat him, and I'm collecting souls, but I'm not exactly sure what happened there. So I'm going to move. Your move. Move again. Haha! You idiot. Attack. You walked right into my trap. I'm willing to clash with you because I'll probably kill you. Clashing, clashing, clashing. 16 versus 10. Clash 1. You are triumphant. Alright, you lost no stamina. You gained 3 souls. You've defeated the Quintons. Cool. Good. Congratulations. You may have passed the basic combat... Or you may have. You have passed the basic combat training. Just one more thing, player. While on your quest, keep an eye out for wooden benches like this one. When you can click it and it brings the color in and out wherever you click. That's neat. Using them will allow you to restore your stamina. If you run out of stamina, your adventure ends, so be sure to take a rest now and then. You also have some provisions which you can use at any time, but they tend to work best when you are resting at the bench, so keep that in mind. You will receive 3 resurrection stones at the start of your quest. If your adventurer dies heroically, you can use 1 stone to bring them back to life. Be warned, though, that your hero will only appear at the last bench that you passed. You will also lose any souls that you absorbed between the seat and the location of their death. This is where I leave you, player. It is time for you to begin your journey. I am a miniature. I hope that you are too. At last, your 2-day hike is over. When goblin bandits ambushed your convoy on the road to Zengis, you were outnumbered and had to fight your way to the safety of Anvil. One of the goblins, a so-called jailer named Rotgut, stole from you a valuable locket that was given to you in Kael-Nesh-Ma many years ago by a priest of Arantis. You were planning to sell it for a princely sum and retire from the dangerous life of an armed caravan escort. Rumors in Anvil have led you to believe that the goblins that attacked your convoy were under the command of none other than Zagor, the mysterious warlock who rules Firetop Mountain. You were determined to find the jailer, reclaim your prize, and buy a horse to travel back to Sardath. If there is a sizable fortune left after this, so much the better. You have also heard tales from the locals that the warlock is man to be feared as much as he is wealthy. You are not easily intimidated, but if a djinn were to appear and grant you 100 gold pieces and a femfrey and stallion in return for your soul, you might just take the deal. You cautiously approach a cave entrance, which you know is used frequently by goblins. You check that your crossbow is secured on your back and grip the hilt of your sword. You are ready to face any foe. Your adventure starts here. Ooh, spooky! Also, a lot of that stuff about being greedy was probably for my specific character. It would be different if I was playing another character. Peer into the gloom. This is what I saw, and I thought that this was freaking awesome. You see dark, slimy walls with pools of water on the stone floor in front of you. The air is cold and dank. Hearing faint scurrying to the east, you light your lantern. This place stinks of goblins and orcs. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on my locket so I can get out of here. Step warily into the blackness. You stand in a dark, slimy cave entrance. Approach the fork ahead. So, we are playing... I just want you to see it. We are playing an adventure book that is set up like a miniatures game. It feels like we have a DM, a dungeon master, telling us what's going on, and we are playing a character in a D&D campaign. I think that is awesome. That's all I saw of this game, and I knew I had to play it. I knew I had to cover it. And I'm already really, really impressed. So we can turn west. After a few yards, you arrive at the junction. So it looks like we're out of a battle over here. We can also turn... I think we could do it. A little way along the passageway, you come to what is clearly a sentry post. Asleep. You approach with caution and can see an orc in leather armor asleep at his post. This lazy orc needs a surprise wake-up call. Saunter up to the sleeping orc. Oi! You shout, kicking the orc awake. He grumpily gets up with a start, draws his weapon, and snarls at you, ready to fight. Let's do it. So my character fought the orc, but maybe not all characters would have. Fight! Alright, how powerful is this orc guy? Your move. Actually pretty strong. Actually not... He pretty strong. He pretty strong. Let's move. So he attacked. I will attack here. Idiot! Alright, I did some damage. I'll move here. So which way will I think what is he going to go this way? I'll attack. He didn't go that way. Okay, I'm going to move again because I don't want to get hit. He seems to be following me in this direction, so I'm going to attack this way now. Idiot! Not a very smart orc. But I am strong. You lost no stamina, you gained 2 souls. You've defeated the orc god, so now we just automatically go down here. The passageway begins to widen until you enter a cave. However, blocking the cave's exit are 2 of the ugliest creatures you have ever seen. They have the proportions of dogs, but their hide is rough and scaly. Each beast is chained to the cave wall secured to their thick brass collars. The 2 orc hounds begin to snarl and strain at their chains. They cannot reach you, but their chains are long enough that should you approach, you will not be able to escape their slavering jaws. These poor wretches have not been looked at very well, it seems. Maybe I should put them out of their misery. You're going to have to deal with them quickly one way or another, before they attract the attention of an orc patrol, or maybe something even worse. Distract them with some food, draw your weapon, and do what has to be done. Well, I don't even know what I have in here, so let's take a look. My inventory, I got 3 gold, 3 resurrection stones, sword, crossbow, provisions ×5, miscellaneous, lantern, backpack. Quest, hunt for the goblin jailer who stole from you a valuable locket. My bio, we already know. My attacks, we already know. The other thing to remember is that we do have right slash, which not only attacks in front of us, we have right attack also. Interesting. But attacks in both things. And we also have dodge bolt. Dakian brazenly fires off a bolt from his crossbow, then ducks to the side for cover. So, if we give them food, it's going to take either 1 or 2 provisions here. Maybe we should try to destroy... I mean, I could probably take them. It's 2. I'm going to take them. Drawing your weapon, you prepare to engage the orc hounds in combat. However, because they are chained to the walls, their movement is limited. That's going to help. It's going to help. They are chained to the wall. How well are they chained? How are they chained? All right, let's see. So, they is probably fine. So I can do a right slash from here, or I could just move, and then I could attack them normally. So I'll move here. And they're facing this way. So one of them will probably come this way, maybe. I will attack. Okay, I got one. I'm going to move over here. Couldn't get me. And then I'll attack here. Gotcha. Dumb dog. All right, let's move here. Can you get this far? No, I don't think so. I'll attack here. Didn't work. Let's move. He's got high skill. I'll attack him head on. Attack! Oh, he hit me. I didn't think he'd actually hit me. I thought we were supposed to clash. We didn't clash at all. Attack. God, come on, buddy. Alright, I still have 18 stamina, so I'm not doing terrible. You're triumphant. And also, I've collected a fair bit of souls. You have defeated the Orc Hounds. Leaving the cave as quickly as you can, you follow the new passageway as it turns north. Oh, there's a rest thing. Set against the wall is a wooden bench where you may rest. Player, I would strongly advise sitting on this bench. If you do not, Decky and Strom will not be able to resurrect at this location if they perish. Yeah, sit on the bench and rest. You sit down on the bench and rest for a moment. Your aching muscles ease and your tiredness wanes. It is good to take a break on your adventure. +5 stamina. Continue. Why would I not stop there? I don't think there's any downside. To your left, on the west face of the passage, there is a rough-cut wooden door. You listen at the door and can hear a rasping sound, which may be some sort of creature snoring. Open the door. What creature? The door opens to reveal a small, smelly room. In the center of the room is a rickety wooden table on which stands a lit candle. Underneath the table is a small wooden box. Asleep on a straw mattress, groaning in the far corner of the room, is a green-skinned orc. He is a stocky creature with an ugly, warty face. He must be the guard for the night watch. Obviously, these orcs do not have the same work ethic as the goblins that attacked my convoy. Try to steal the box without waking the orc. Carefully, you begin to creep into the sleeping orc's room. Test your luck. I have 9 luck. Is that enough? How do I do it? There we go. You needed a score of 9 or under, and you rolled a 9. Woo! Yeah, that's right. I'm the man. You take the box and creep out of the room. With the box in hand, you leave the room and out. Open the box in the passage. Inside, you find 4 gold pieces and a small mouse, which must have been the creature's pet. Plus 4 gold pieces. You release the mouse, which scurries off down the passageway. Continue onward. Okay, so I took care of that. Follow the passage. You arrive at another door. You listen at it, but hear nothing. Yeah, let's open the door. Gotta explore, baby. Gotta explore. The door opens to reveal a small room with a stone floor and dirty walls. There is a stale smell in the air. In the center of the room is a makeshift wooden table on which is standing a lit candle. Under the table is a small box, and using your keen eye, you can see that it moves every so often. In the far corner of the room is a straw mattress. So once again, because we have our character who has this special ability, keen eye, we get to get extra information about this room, which is cool. It moves every so often. Open the box, thrust your weapon into the box. Yeah, what if it's a good thing? Thrust your weapon. Cautiously, you open the box and quickly thrust your weapon within. There is an angry hiss, which is quickly silenced. Looking more closely, you discover that you have skewered some angry snakes, which were trapped inside. There appears to be nothing else inside the box. It must have been a practical joke made by one of the orcs. You decide to continue to head deeper into the orcs' barracks. Well, that worked out well. Holy crap. Go keen eye. Alright, the tunnel turns eastward and then splits. Turn northward, continue eastward. That one got a door. That one got a door. Further up the passage on the west wall, you see another wooden door. You listen at the door and hear the worst singing you have ever heard in your life. Let's investigate the hideous din. Oh, it's a club. The door opens to reveal a small room. The room is dirty and unkempt. A straw mattress lies in one corner, and in the far corner a flight of steps leads out of the chamber. In the center of the room is a wooden table upon which a candle burns, lighting the room with its flickering flame. A small box rests under the table. Seated around the table are two small orcs with warty skin, dressed in leather armor. Oh, they look pleasant. They are drinking for some sort of grog, and by the way they staggered to their feet on your arrival, you assume they are very drunk.
I'm pretty sure these drunken orcs won't cause me too much pain. I'd be keen to see what's in that box.
Pull out your weapon and leap forward at them, slam the door quickly, and run on up the passage. Yeah, I want to find out what's in that box. The two drunken orcs you now face are obviously startled by your entrance, and as quickly as they are able, they fumble around for their weapons. Yeah, I think I can manage drunken orcs. Like, they're actually drunken, like, they're little figurines are holding, the miniatures are holding the grog, so they're probably not in good shape. I'm gonna move, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna just attack here. Oh, they can attack at a diagonal. And they did. Well, this is a little hard. Oh, they attacked there. Oh, you got shoved, son, and now you're dead. Attack. Oh, he did the thing. Oh, crap. Wow, why would you attack? I'm standing in front of you. Whatever, he's dead. The two drunken orcs you now face are obviously... Oh, I did that. You defeated the drunken orcs. You wipe your bloodied weapon on the mattress. The green blood leaves a slimy stain on the straw. Stepping over the bodies towards the table, you flinch at the foul stench of the creatures. You pick up the box from under the table and examine it. It is a small wooden box with crude. The name Farigo DiMaggio is inscribed on a brass nameplate on its lid. Open the box. The box contains a small leather-bound book entitled The Making and Casting of Dragonfire. You open the pages and begin to read. Fortunately, it is written in your own language, and so was probably not understood by the orcs. Otherwise, this treasure would certainly not be as loosely guarded as it was. The book is written in tiny handwriting by Farigo DiMaggio. In it, he tells the story of his life's work, the creation of the Dragonfire spell with which to fight evil dragons. You read how, in his last years, Farigo finally perfected his spell, but by then he was too old to make use of it. So he completed his book, locked it in a chest, and hid it in the depths of Firetop Mountain, afraid that it might fall into the wrong hands. The last page reads, "And so, you who now hold this book, you have my life's work in your hands. The power of destruction is yours if you wish it, but do not waste it. Unless you use the spell for the purpose for which it was intended, you shall be consumed by evil itself and die by the fire from your own hands. Remember, only when the dragon breathes its fire at you should you raise your arms and say, Ekel Erif, Ekam Erif, Erif Erif, DiMaggio." You say these words slowly and softly. Suddenly the pages seem to glow as this glow disappears, so do the words on the pages of the book. You repeat the spell to yourself to memorize it. So I guess at some point there will be a dragon, and now we can deal with it because we have a special book. Cool. Leave by the flight's step, leave through the door you entered in. Let's go up the steps. I want to see what's up them steps. Climbing the steps, you finally emerge at the far end of a large room, as untidily kept as any you have entered so far. A large chair behind a solid-looking table suggests that someone, or something, of rank uses this room. On one side of the room is a wooden bench. To your right, in the far wall of the room, is a large door that clearly leads onward into the mountain. However, a chest in the center of the room catches your keen eye. Oh, someone's getting a flogging. Opposite you is a man-sized creature with a warty face standing over a smaller creature of similar race. With the whip in his hand, the orc chieftain has been beating his servant, who is whimpering beneath him. Attack them both. Spring at the chieftain and hope his servant will aid you. Attempt to leave the chamber without engaging in combat. Let's hope the servant will aid you. As you sprint at the orc, his servant rises to his feet, picks up a hefty wooden stick, and joins the melee. But to your disappointment, he attacks you. You kick him aside furiously and dive into battle with a roar of fury. Achievement unlocked, thanks for nothing. Aw. Fight the orcs. I wonder if that would have went differently if we had a different character, or if it was random, or if we had a different perk. I don't know. We have some obstacles. We can attack here, but we can't move there. He's probably going to attack here. I'm not sure. Because the orcs can attack sideways. Yep, that's what he... Oh my god! Ow, dude! Dodge bolt. Oh, he moved. Crap. Well, you know... Oh, God. Oh, okay. So this guy is bad news. This guy is bad news. He's gonna have to die. He's gonna have to die. I'm getting hit from all sides here. Clashing. Oh God. Clash 1. All right, so that's good at least. He moved. Crap. The little one is kind of a bother. Crap. I'm gonna take out the little one if I can. You want some of this? Clash. Or don't. Okay. He moved. That one's gonna... No. Son of a gun. They almost always attack... Have they ever attacked straight? Maybe not. Okay, now it's time. Now it's go time! No, they can attack straight. They just, like, never do. And I can't move here. Good God. All right, I'm gonna attack here. Yep, good move. All right, killed that one. Okay, it's getting a little intense here. He's probably gonna attack here. I'll move here. Got him. Victory. Holy crap. Yikes, you lost 8 stamina in that battle. The green blood of the dead orcs smells foul as it seeps from their bodies. You step around the corpses and investigate the chest. It is of sturdy construction, made of strong oak and iron, and it is firmly locked. Looking closer, your keen eye notices there appears to be a mechanical trap fashioned into the lock itself. Carefully attempt to trigger the trap, leave it and go through... No, trigger the trap. Stepping to the side of the chest, you break open the lock and swing the lid open. Your suspicions were confirmed. A soft click comes from the chest, and a poisonous dart flies out, harmlessly hitting the wall on the other side. Now that the chest is safe, you can inspect your prize. Leaning in, you look inside the chest to see what was being guarded so carefully. There is a stash of gold pieces, and the label on the bottle shows it to be a potion of invisibility, good for 1 dose. 25 gold pieces. Will you take the bottle? Yeah. You take the potion of invisibility. What a find! This will definitely come in handy during your adventure. You see the bench by the side of the room. This could be a good opportunity to take a rest. Absolutely. And consume some provisions. You sit down on the bench, take out a portion of provisions from your pack. Your moment of rest combined with your healthy provisions make you feel much better. Plus 10 stamina. Leave the room through the north door. I think this is probably a good place to end it. Although now it looks like I'm getting to a boss. Is this a boss? Turn northwards? Like, this looks important. I'm just going to rush up here real quick, see what's up here. The passageway leads into a square dungeon chamber. There are 2 doors in the eastern wall and 2 in the western wall. On the opposite side of the room, another passageway leads away north. The first door to the right is well used, and putting ear to the keyhole, you listen and hear a man screaming for help from the inside. Before deciding what to do next, you listen to the other doors as well. From behind the second door to the right, you hear a thumping sound on the wood. Hello, hello, not funny, open the door! The first door to the left is made of solid metal. Listening at the door, you hear the sound of a tortured scream coming from within. Putting ear to the second door to the left, you hear nothing.
Orc cells, but maybe they have a goblin jailer working for them. Would be worth checking these out.
I opened this door. You unbolt the door and swing it open. A nauseating stench hits your nostrils. Inside the room, the floor is covered with bones, rotting vegetation, and slime. A wild-haired old man, clothed in rags, rushes at you screaming. Oh, dear God. His beard is long and gray, and he's waving an old wooden chair leg. Is he simply insane as he appears, or has this been some kind of trap? Try to shout at him and calm him down.
You are freed, old man!
At the top of your voice. Instantly, his ranting cease. He stops dead in his tracks and sinks to the floor, weeping loudly. As he gradually composes himself, he thanks you many times. Many years ago, he was an adventurer like you in search of the Warlock's treasure. He was captured by the orcs and thrown into his solitary cell as a sort of pet for the creatures.
Wait a second. I've heard about this fella before. This is Aaron Gar, a famed adventurer.
You ask him whether he knows of a goblin jailer. While he hasn't met him, he does say that some goblins are said to be encamped by the underground river. He has also learned that the keys to the boathouse are guarded by a man and his dog. You shake hands and he leaves. +1 luck. Well, that's cool, so my luck went up. Because apparently your luck can come down. Tortured screams? Sorry, I thought that this was going to be a boss and I was going to end the thing. So there's like someone being tortured. The door is not locked and opens. The room in front of you seems to be a small torture chamber with various torture devices around the walls. In the center of the room, 2 small hunchbacked goblins are having their fiendish way with a dwarf, who is tied to a hook in the ceiling by his wrists. The 2 hunchbacks are poking and cutting him viciously with their swords. The dwarf lets out the final scream and falls silent, eyes closed. His captors make disappointed noises and look around angrily as if it were your fault the dwarf has collapsed.
Rocket doesn't appear to be one of these unfortunate creatures, sadly. I should press them as though they might know where he is.
Ask if they know. One of the goblins sneers and spits on the floor as you mention the name of Rocket.
Gok foe. Took that dwarf boss to the river prison.
Obviously, the goblin has no love for Rocket, but there's also views you suspiciously too.
A river prison, eh? I've heard that this mountain may have an underground river somewhere. I need to get some directions.
Press them for more information.
Sniff. Why you need to know that,
The goblin looks at you suspiciously. Well, he doesn't like Rocket, right? So I want to kill Rocket? Is the correct answer?
Yes. This is good news for me, Snarkle.
The goblin goes on to explain that Rocket has his own private prison away from prying eyes on the north bank of the river that flows through the mountain. For some reason, Snarkle and Rocket do not like each other, and you suspect that if Rocket is gone, Snarkle thinks he may rise in the so-called goblin ranks. The goblin directs you through to somewhere called the School of Magic and suggests you make a left turn at the junction after the portcullis. It also recommends that later on you take a shortcut past the troll cave to avoid the meddling magic humans.
Do I trust Snarkle and his friend to keep quiet, or should I dispose of them?
Leave the room. That worked out okay. Anyway, yes, here is where I'm going to end. So this is all I saw. I just saw the character moving around the map and a little bit of the combat in this video, this gameplay I saw, and I was like, I want to play that. I had no idea about exactly who Steve Jackson, British game designer, was. I mean, I knew of Games Workshop and Lionhead Studios, but I didn't know exactly who was behind that. I didn't hear of this adventure game book from 1982. But I learned all of that after I saw this gameplay, and I thought it was a really, really cool idea. Hopefully I'm not alone. Hopefully some of you thought that that was cool as well. And if you thought it was really cool, don't forget that this game is available for Mac, PC, and Linux. And if you pick it up, do consider using our link for Humble Bundle. I'll put the link on screen now and also in the description. If you purchase the game through Humble Bundle, you will be supporting Mal, myself, and the channel, in addition to getting what seems to be a really fun game. I really like this concept of miniatures, and I think it's because I've really enjoyed playing Dungeons & Dragons and using miniatures, and just seeing it all kind of come together in this digital space is just... It's scratching a weird itch that I didn't know I had, to have a digital version of what is, you know, a physical thing. I'm pretty pleased with the game, and I really enjoyed it. I'm also really curious to see what some of the other paths, where they go, and then also how you can conquer different scenarios with different attributes, because the keen eye helped me several times throughout this adventure. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a game that you'd like to see on a future episode of First 20, be sure to leave it in the comments below, and I'll take a look at it. And as always, I'll see you guys next week for another Stephen Plays First 20.